So, I was asked to do an airborne tier list, the best airborne decks, right? Uh, so I classify all airborne. If you have four to play AA, I'm classifying you as airborne. Now that's why 6E is there. I think that's the only one like that might not be considered airborne. Div mom. What else? What else? What else? Corpus. 676. 35th. Fourth Mont. 11E. 152E. So for to play AA classifies it as airborne. This would, because that's always 58s, like 101st. It doesn't have any forward play AA, but it has always 58s. But this doesn't have any airborne troops. So 101st is always 58s and airborne deploy. No, it doesn't. It just has recon deploy. Huh, interesting. I think it just are the deltas. Hold on. Am I tripping? Okay, they are forward deploy. They're not just recon. So yeah. But if you look at COKA, they have no airborne. So here we go. We're gonna start it off. S tier for airborne divisions. Now I'm gonna do this airborne versus something with no airborne at all. So all these divisions are gonna be ranked against a div theoretically with no airborne at all, zero airborne at all. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Don't think so. All right, here we go. All right, S tier for airborne only. 101st. I think this is one of the best airborne divisions in the game. Of course, I'm probably biased because I play it a lot, but the Apaches are just too good. And unlike 82nd Airborne, you have stuff to back up the Apaches. You have the Delta. First of all, you don't have to use the Apaches. You can just use the Delta. I win games sometimes without even buying an Apache. If you rely on the Apaches, like some people bring Apache on the opener or HPA on the opener, you're just too weak on the ground. I think you got to start ground first, Deltas, backed up, always 58s, and then I bring these mule toes instead of the Humvee toes, um, just because they're cheaper. You know, whoa, brought me onto this. Just because they're cheaper, you need cheap stuff in this deck. Um, you could even do like like this tank tab. You can mess around with it for real. Uh, has really good arty. Arty comes single vet, so you could get another helicopter if you want it. I probably will. Uh, you got the Green Beret coming to Chinook, Special Forces Chinook, minigun is shreds, and these Chinooks, because they're 10 health, they block missiles for your Apaches late game, right? And you could double vet these airborne dragons. Really good squad, really effective. You got already vetted. All this infantry comes vetted once, so you got vetted aero engineers. You got a Green Beret leader coming to Chinook. So you got a lot of firepower early game to rush people down. You got the quick fix. I don't bring the Kiowa because it's just gonna die. But I am trolling with this GSR. But you do have GSR, which you can bring. It's 13-man GSR. It's pretty crazy, pretty cracked. I want to use it so bad, that's why I have it. But you don't really need it. And of course, you got the pivots. Now this was forward deploy. Oh my, this div would be broken. And of course, you got Phantom, Eagles. Now, you have no bombers, which is the bad part. But you should get so dug up into wherever you are that you won't need any bombers. You got your arty if you need it. Now, I would use this. You don't need the quick fix early game. You just send deltas backed up by a DAP or Apache Rocket. Now, I'll probably be using the DAP from now on. But the Apache Rocket did get a buff, which is nice. Backed up by a DAP, always 58s. Take the ground, spam your VADs, Spam your toes, get your toes in position. Now, once everything is solidified, you bring up the Apaches, and then it becomes a game of how can I take this point back into how can I kill the Apaches before I can even take the point back, and then you got Eagles to protect them. It's a really good deck, really good deck. All right, next. We'll go with 11E. Airborne. Whew. It's actually kind of hard. Actually harder than I thought. I'll put hippie in S tier. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Fourth Mott. Okay, I never even thought about this because airborne only, what goes in S tier? I think you gotta put fourth Mott in S tier, airborne only. Fourth Mott, really good deck. I used to main this deck. Really versatile. Um, you got good bombers, you got good ASF. Your Spring Tosher is cracked, smoke, false flag, 2 MGs, just a cracked unit for 65 points. This thing is goated. You get this in a close range, and you pair it with the Fallschirmjäger, good RPG. They're just gonna shred everything. And you have the tanks to back it up as well. And you also have a Bastion. This is a really, really, really good deck. Really, really good. And for some reason, all these heli tabs are 1 point. So you can just have like 10 Hines if you want. It's ridiculous. And for deploy Faggot, which is pretty good. For deploy Strela, and you get a coup. Now a lot of airborne divs don't have good AA, so having a coup, like you bring 2 cards of coup and a good fighter and a cheap fighter. This deck is pretty cracked. Airborne only, this deck is insane. It's probably better than 101st. I'm not gonna lie. Now, airborne. I mean, 82nd airborne. Whew. Airborne only. I might have to put it in B tier. I might come back to it and see if I can move it higher or move it lower. I mean, one thing bad about it is the CV situation is ridiculous. Like, you don't have a 3-card Humvee CV, and then this comes in a heli, so you don't have any like real ground CV. The good thing about it is everything's for deploy, so you can get some crazy like compositions because everything you have is airborne. This is a true airborne deck. LAVs are goated. Do not bring this. This is trash. I watched it 1v1 a CV and lose a freaking CV. Like how? You have LRS. Probably don't want to bring it that much. I guess you can if you have air, which is air is pretty strong, but I wouldn't rely on it too much. I would just spam. These are better than expected, better than you think. I'd spam toes. Obviously, you're gonna have a crazy early game with these LAVs. They're just gonna shred everything. I'd put them in stacks of 3 at least. You know, if we're pushing 2 sides, 3 on this side, 3 on that side, because if you're coming into BMP, these should 1v1 it if you micro it, smoke micro. But 2 are just gonna shred it because they're gonna be up. These are upvoted, so they should win against any recon BMP. 4 deploy Vaz, really, really good unit right here. Sometimes I run 2 cards just because they're cracked. And you got the Avenger as well. And then you got the Apaches. So, pretty good deck. I think you just don't have any, like, real tank. And the thing is, like, if you make a mistake, especially if you're a new player, if you make a mistake, you're just going to get overrun. And then, you know, once you get overrun as airborne, you're never going to get back into that point. So it's just a really, really hard deck to play, I think. I think that's what it is. It's just kind of hard to play. And your air is like good, but it's not crazy. Like you got the A10 rocket. If you had an A10 AT, it'd be better for sure. And then you got the LGBs, not very good. And you have Seed, which is good. Now Seed and Apache, you can work with it. You can work with it. Definitely good deck. We're gonna put it in B tier. Now, second UK. Let me look at this before I actually rank it. Second UK. This got a nerf, and you can excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Second UK got a nerf, which brought or took away one card of Challenger Mark IIs. They used to have two cards. I think it was pretty decent when it had two cards. Now it only has one card, so it's like, do I do unvet or two vet? Now 5 tanks, if you compare it to 101st, you're only gonna have like 5 tanks anyways, or you can have 7 tanks, right? So if you compare this tank tap to 101st tank tap, now it's not that bad. But the difference between 101st is you also have Apaches. This you just have Hell Arms. But instead of Apaches, you get a good air. Um, but the air is just, I don't know if it's like air comes in and kills one thing. Apache stays around and deters anything. Now you do have a really cheap, really good Milan carrier, which is like pretty good. You have Foxes. Uh, you have a strong scout squad, and you have ferrets. You have Milans and truck heli with hell arm, and then you have law 80s that come in helicopters with rocket pods. Now these can be really powerful if your opponent doesn't know how to stop it. If you stack all the helicopters, and then you also have war Milans, and of course, the only reason I play this deck, you see my name, is SAS, which is pretty. They're pretty fucking powerful. They're gonna shred anything close range with these weapons. AT Stinger, pretty good deck. Decent arty, pretty good arty. Ooh, I mean it's a pretty good deck. Pretty good deck compared to the Airborne. Let's see. Compared to these Airborne, I'll have to put it in S. I'll have to put it in S. Let's go with Luffande. Luffande. Or whatever. Lufflandi. Okay. Lufflandi. Now, this Ground Troop Rise, this is the best Airborne deck in the game. It's the best Airborne deck in the game. This is cracked. Mountaineer, Special Forces, Satchel Sniper. 11 man, 80 points. It's a cracked unit. Vulture Maker B1s, one of the best units in the game. Absolutely cracked. Recon tank, super cracked. Luke, just because like the tank is not that good, but it's recon deployed, so it's cracked. Uh, you have good bombers. You have good AT. Like this is good for the price. But the only thing holding us back from being like one of the best decks in the game is this AA tab. You have 6 cards of Gephards, right? Now I've seen people stack like 3 Gephards down one lane behind the blob, and it works. But the thing about this is, it's an airborne deck. You're supposed to play wide. You can literally not stack 3 down every lane. Even if you got the points, you only have 1 card, so you literally cannot stack 3 of these down every lane. These are trash. These are not going to kill any planes. And then if you're trying to, like, if you're playing census scenarios against armored divisions or slower divisions, they're going to have good AA. So you're going to try to dive a plane with this, and it's going to run to a cube, and it's just going to die. So, but the tank tab is really nice. Even though these are 1 vet, you get Jaguar 2. Like, this is a really good deck. But, like, in rank, it's almost unplayable. Because I love this deck, but like, okay, if I play literally any deck in the game, 9th Panzer, you're just gonna get bombed. Like, like, imagine playing this against 7th Panzer. Imagine trying to kill an LGB from 119. Imagine getting clustered and rocketed to death by 6YA. Like, you have nothing to kill anything that most people have. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, it's sad because I like this deck. You know, the infantry's good. You got 16-man squads. You have the martyr spam. But I don't know, in ranked, it's a risk. because everyone likes air in this game. Everyone loves air. Everyone loves air spamming. So I feel like you're gonna get air spam, but you can make it work. You can make it work in certain matchups. Like my favorite matchup against First Tankova, I would play this every single day of the week against First Tankova. Every single day of the week, I'd play Luffande in First Tankova. Now 19th though, it's gonna be hard when trying to deal with rockets. You know, this is yeah, you're not playing that shit. But so we're gonna put Luffande. We're gonna put an A tier. Now 6E. Should I even put 6E in there? Even though it's going. It has the Gazelle, Celtics, and it has Airborne. We'll put it in there. This deck is really good. Compared to other Airbornes, obviously. You have a bunch of tanks. They're weak. They get one shot if you come in close range with them. You do have Tote A, which is like really good. Something that 4th Mott doesn't have. You get Mistrals. You get Crotels. Decent enough. Your fighters are not that good. Your LGB is pretty good. And you can Gazelle Cannon Rush. And you have a drone. Pretty good deck. You can play pretty aggressive. Now this is pretty much matchup dependent. But this is a really good deck. Really good deck. If we're considering Airborne, I'd put it in S tier as well. If we're considering it Airborne. Alright, now MNAD. Let's see, MNAD. You see, I got the mix 90. For deploy, Law 80s, pretty good. Got the Gurkha rifles, they got the Mountaineer trait. For deploy, Milans with the Unimog. Basically, in this deck, you're just spamming Milans. That's all you're doing. And you got for deploy VATs. Really good. Now, you get in there, you bum rush them, whatever points you want to take. You want to go for a +2, or sometimes even a +3. Sometimes for deploy or airborne division, you need a +3 or more. +4, really. And you need to hold that for at least 10 minutes. If you go for +2s and you're a 4 deploy division against a non-4 deploy division, if you just go for a +2, you're gonna lose. You're gonna have to go for more. You're gonna have to grab your fucking nutsack and shove it down. Like, you're good. Now, this is really good because it has the cluster. But the playability, now you see Mix 90 went on like a crazy run with this deck. The playability for like the average player, I'm not gonna put this in S tier. I'm not gonna have the guys playing this. Now, if you played this as a new player and got good with it, you would it would be a good starter. You know, if you master this, you can master anything. The thing is, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Your heaviest thing on the map is a Scorpion. Like, most players are they're not gonna know how to set up. Now, once you master all the basics, then you can use this. But basically, with this deck, you just want to Milan spam, take positions, Tote A, Milan spam, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Buy the clusters, and then cluster everything, because these are really good and really cheap. But for the average player, would I recommend this? Probably not. Everything you have gets one shot. Like, nah. So, therefore, we're gonna... Oops. We're gonna put it... It's almost like Luffande, because they have, like, extreme weaknesses. So we're gonna put it there. Now, 6 US. I love this deck, actually. 6 US is a cool deck. Now, you know, you've seen 42 Fence, like, air spam, A10 opener, air spam, everybody. Because this recon A10 is, like, really cracked, because it can see on the ground. And this is really cracked as well, because it has a recoilless rifle. If you're a new player, you see a recoilless rifle on anything, take it, because it's goated. LRS, Pathfinders, which are really cool. Recon tanks. We love recon tanks. It doesn't matter if it's shit. It gets there first. It's the best thing on the field for a little bit of time. You have limited time to use it, but it's the best thing on the field at that time. So you have two cards of ads. You have an IHawk, which a lot of airborne divisions don't have. Good AA. And you have 4 deployed Stinger. Also A10. Best seat in the game. I don't know if they fixed the bug or whatever's going on. And then you have Eagles. Cobras, pretty good. These recordless rifles, again, cracked. 3 MGs. Light machine gun. Cracked squad. These things are absolutely insane. You have Flash, and you have your Navy SEALs. 4 MGs. Sub AT satchel. Like, this thing is goated. This deck is goated. This deck is goated. We're gonna have. I just saw that. I was gonna put it in S tier, but we're gonna have to put it in S tier as well. And we're gonna come back and like, okay, we're gonna shuffle things around. Div Mom. Oh my god, disgusting. Disgusting. It's so disgusting. I don't even have a Div Mom deck, do I? Yucky. Alright, you got the cluster. You got your shotgun fighters. These 2 planes are goated. You have no heli. Bad. You have IHawk, 4 to play A, Toad AA, Scorpion, Scimitar, a pretty good recon or airborne infantry. You have your tank, bullshit spam, Milan, Striker. We all know Div Mob. And like cracked out Artie, right? You have Milan 4 deploy, Commando 4 deploy. What's Milan truck? Seems pretty decent. Pretty decent. Scorpion Scimitar. No heli. Can you be aggressive as like okay? 101st. You run the Delta down, you got the OH 58s behind it, you have a DAP in the air to cover. You can be a lot more aggressive with in the opener because you need ground as airborne. Now your scimitars are slow, and you have no heli to back up this, and it has no AT anyways. I don't know if you can be that aggressive with it. This has AT, yeah it does. So you could, you know, run this up and be aggressive. I don't know. Cause just imagine this runs into a BMP 2. I mean it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And you have your reserve spam. Tank spam to back it up. And then your clusters. Good AA. I put it right next to MNAD, or above MNAD. A little bit above MNAD, honestly. Yeah. I put it right above MNAD. Actually, it has to go before Luffande. Luffande really depends on if you can kill their air, or if they have air. Now, if they don't have air, this goes in S tier. I put Div Mob in A. I just don't see it. We just got a bunch of shit tanks. Trying to be as unbiased as possible. I'm just like going over your opener. Like you got the Scimitar, Scorpion, this. For deploy Milan. I don't think your opener is that strong. Yeah. The average player, Div Mob is an A tier for 4 deploy. Now let's see, let's see. I might be biased against Div Mob, honestly, because I just hate it, but I just don't see why you would play Div Mob over. Obviously, it's matchup dependent, but why would you play Div Mob over 6 US, 4th Mont, 101st, 2nd UK? I can see you playing Div Mob over this. You might have to come back. 35th. 35th, 4 deploy, Concourse, GSR, cheap recon, 4 deploy Iglas, and the Scrajette. Pretty good. Really good helis. One of the best heli tabs in the game. Supported by Seed. Good fighters. LGBs. Nonas. Good arty. Forward deploy or airborne BMDs. OP Spetsnaz. Faggot. A lot of airborne divs don't have faggot plus concourse because like you want the faggot because it's a little bit cheaper. Faggot plus concourse. This deck is pretty good. It's pretty good. You have everything you need beside the tank, which like you have enough concourse on everything. You shouldn't need a tank. And then you have your helis as well. LGB seed for 4 deploy. We're gonna have to put in S as well. Right above. We're gonna take this out. Right above 2nd UK. For 4 deploy. Porpoise. Good air. Really good air. Cluster seed, AT. Good helis. All your Hinds. 4 deploy AA, Toad AA, 4 deploy. Recon tank. A tank is a tank, especially if it's 4 deploy. You have your sniper. Everything you have is like 4 deploy as well. And you have GSR with a good RPG. Your tank tab is weak. You have T55s, T55AS, Yuka faggots. Basically, this is another deck that you're gonna have to faggot spam. Your infantry is not that good. This is not that good for the price. It's 12 man, but for the price, it's not that good. These are decent. Satchel, AT, Resolute, 60 points. Metis, Commandozi. Then one of the big things, you don't have a concourse, so you just have double faggot. And then your tanks aren't good. You don't have any concourse in here. So basically, your only concourse is like this tab. So you're gonna be hard pressed to kill enemy tanks because your tanks aren't good. You have no ATGMs. Remember, airborne is ATGM plus infantry spam and Toad AA spam. So you're really not gonna like the faggots are not gonna kill a tank if the player is good, and you have really no ambush potential because the limited amount of tanks that you have, you can't really ambush anything. So you're gonna have to rely on air spam. Corpus, I put it. It's not even close to. It's not as bad as people think, but like on this list, it's not even close to 82nd Airborne. I don't think. Some matchups, yeah, but most, nah. 56. Good AT plane, good LGB, good air Hinds. Your A tab is lacking. That's your biggest weakness. You have 4 deploy Iglas, and then you have these fighters which are not that good. You can bring 3 cards though. You have recon BMPs, BMP2s, pretty good. This Stinger squad, it's cracked, 60 points. Smoke, Stinger, AT, pretty cracked. You do have tanks, and this tank comes with a Bastion. Faggot, you got the Grad, I didn't even know people use this, and I played teammate in a tournament game, and he used the grad against me. I was like, what the fuck? And then you got BMP 2Ds. Your infantry's is cracked. You got Afghansky, Superi. Then you got a 14-man squad for no reason. Then you got this, like one of the longest range ATs in the game. This is good for killing off transports and IFVs and stuff like that. Then you got Concourse Faggot. I'm putting this in Airborne just because of this forward deploy, and plus all your recon BMPs are forward deploy as well. I don't even know if this is considered Airborne. If it was an Airborne, we're gonna put it in S tier. I'm not gonna put it in Airborne though. It doesn't have enough forward deploy for me to put it there. Now 76, a true Airborne division. We have a lot of faggots, a lot of Concours, forward deploy or Airborne BMDs, Metis, Spetsgruppe, one of the best infantry units in the game. Machine gun, 30 mil as well. These are pretty good, double AT for no reason, just pretty cracked. You can bring 2 cars as a Spetsgruppe. Again, if you get in the building, close range, these are gonna like wipe pretty much every other unit in the game. You got these, which a lot of people don't bring them, but I think they're just too cool not to bring. Igla, Recon, just fun. And then you got GSR, you got your BMP, BMD 3s, more BMD 3s, Concourse M, forward deploy, Airborne Faggot. You got MiG 31s, LGBs. You get one? Oh no, you get 2. So you get 2 LGBs. Seed. Really good deck for Airborne for the reasons that I've mentioned previously. ATGM spam, infantry spam, and you got Toad AA. One of the bad sides is that the planes are expensive, so you want to really rely on the ground. And you can get air spam because like the Iglas are not going to kill that much, so you're going to have to buy one of these, right, to protect your stuff. Now, if you get one of these killed, no bueno. But for Airborne, we're going to put it for Airborne only against a tank division or a heavy division. Definitely gonna put it above Div Mob. Above Div Mob. I don't even know if Div Mob can be considered. I don't even know if Div Mob is. We're gonna take it out as well. Fuck it. I hate that Div. So we're gonna take out Div Mob. 76, 35th. Second UK. We'll come back at the end. 11E, one of my favorite divisions. True Airborne div. 4 deployed tanks. Now the Sage is not that good, but like I said, it's wheeled. Also recon. So now that it's wheeled, it gets there even faster. These are cracked. Smoke, satchel, special forces, recon, assault rifle, 2 LMGs, and the characters are black. So they're cracked, and they come in a nice 50 cal transport vehicle. They just got this buff for no reason, was to give this a PLAS. So your recon tab is cracked. You get the Gazelle cannons, Gazelle Celtics, 4 deploy, AA all around, and a 4 deploy ground spag. You get 2 good fighters, 2 good clusters, a HE, a seed, and you get the AT plane if you want it, and you get LGB if you want it. Really good air tab, really good recon tab. Your tanks are bad, but they're wheeled, so you gotta account for something. And if you're going Airborne, like most don't even have this. Like MNAD doesn't have this. And then you get 4 deploy, 24 AP Milans. Your Arty tab is garbage. Like, I don't even know if this is worth. I should bring this, just so I can kill Milans. But I don't know. Why would I need to kill Milans as an airborne deck? I'm not really using any vehicles. None of this comes in a vehicle I can use. I got like a few tanks. So like everything else is in the air or can't be targeted. So I don't know if you need to really kill Milans. That's why I don't have it. It will be useful to kill infantry. But you also have an Eric's. Now, Airborne hates vehicles, and this is anti-vehicle to the max. Paramarine, Paris Marine, Max Vet, Apilla Sniper. It's just goated. Tin Man. It's just goated. This has Resolute, Apilles, Satchel Flame, Milan 1 and Milan 2. You need both. Just really good airborne deck. Really, really good airborne deck. And we're gonna put it. We're gonna shuffle these around. Fourth Mont best because it's just so versatile. Good AA, good tanks. 101st. 11E. Am I biased? Am I biased? Recon tank. What else has a recon tank? Nothing. I like this because you're supposed to be aggressive with airborne, and they give you a recon tank to be aggressive with it. And it's wheeled. Like this has recon tank, but it's tracked. This has no tank at all. I just feel like second UK is pretty good though. With the SAS. Is 6 US that good? Recon tank, IHawk, air spam, Navy SEALs, 4 deploy VATS. Yeah, it is that good. It is that good. Dragons, 4 deploy toes. I think it is that good. 152E. Alright. Now I've used this deck also. So I've used all these decks, so I know how good they are. These are pretty decent. With the VAT, double vetted VAB, Pilas. These are, I like them a lot because they come in a VIB. So this is your 4 to play A. Comes in a VIB. And Sniper, AT sucks, but look at all the traits. They just stacked all the traits in there. Sex security, shock, airborne, special forces, IV, infantry. And you're gonna be fighting next to the VAB anyway, so you're gonna get that buff. Pretty good. Also, yeah. You get the EBR 90s, worse than 11Es stuff, but a tank is a tank, especially if it's 4 deploy. Now these 65 points for P-less smoke, these are pretty good. 8-man, then you get your cheap recon, 20 points, which I like these. 20 points for recon, I'll take that every day. You can heli rush, because you get cheap autocannon helis. Cluster HE, 2 cards fighter. Your tanks just suck though. I watched the BMP1 take out like 2 AMX 13s and something else. I forgot. But yeah, maybe it was like an EBR as well. But yeah, I watched the BMP1 just solo AMX 13s and not cool. You also get the special forces, 4 deploy A, or not 4 deploy A, special forces Toad AA, which is cool. Now, if you look at this is like damn near the same as 11E, but just worse in every category. Everything's just worse. But it's not that bad. People don't think you can win with this, but you can win with this. It's above Corpus, for sure. 82nd. I don't know about that. So we're going to start shuffling things down. I mean, you can't go off of like one guy winning a bunch of games with a deck. Cause like, who else is winning a bunch of games with MNAD? I think you can win as much games with MNAD as you can with 82nd. Honestly, 35th, 76. Now 35th, 76. I put this up there because I know the potential of the decks. Airborne only. I think that is accurate. And we're gonna put hippie down here for just now. We're gonna take hippie off. I'm sorry, hippie. 4, 11, 6 years. I think this will be my airborne tier list. Right here. I think it's the perfect airborne tier list. Corpus, 152, 82nd MNAD, 76, Luffande. I want to put Luffande higher. Of course, matchup dependent, like I said, this goes up here. But, you know. Average ranked encounter, this is what I would put it. Second UK, 35th, obviously second UK a little bit. I can't put second UK above 6 US. Even though I want to. Even though I want to. I want to do this. But I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Or how about this? Or I mean this. 11E. What would this look like? It's because is 11E on the same tier as 101st and 4th mod? No. I think these are outliers. I think this is it, boys. I think this is it. Now, you can comment and tell me, like, what should I change or anything like that. But I think this is it for right now. And I'm pretty proud of this list. I'd say I was being pretty fair, you know? Pretty fair. But shout out to Griffin for, requesting this video. That's all. GG's, boys. Sneaky Black Guy out.